Live. All right. Okay. I'm still setting up and everything, but I'm already here. I'm already here. I'm already here. Hello, everybody. Listen, I am excited because today is our launch day or our return day to Fridays at 12 noon, where in the history of our time together, it used to be called the TGIFF. And I just want you to know I'm excited. I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad to be a part of who you are, and I want you to be a part of who we are and what we do. In the past, for the last several years, and literally, I was looking at some videos of 2022 when we used to do what we called the TGIFF, which was at that time it was, thank God, it's Faith Friday. But after being in a hiatus and after being off, many of you already know I had surgery. Come on, uh, my desk is not moving. As many of you all know, I had surgery, and when I had surgery, um, it caused me to just pull away. And so after my surgery, my back surgery back in 2022 in August, I never came back with the TGIF. I didn't do any more of that. As a matter of fact, the last video that I could find was actually in February of 2022. So for those of you all who are joining me, I can't see everybody unless you begin to type because I'm logging on through StreamYard intentionally because I have my both of my Facebook pages connected there, and I also have my YouTube channel connected there. And I'm going to be working on the connections to make sure that you and I can get connected and get everything done so that I can see you. So if there's any way you can post and let me know you're there through the StreamYard or Facebook, I'm sure I'll see it. Somehow let me know, and prayerfully my partner, Brother Mark, will be able to log on and help me out a little bit here. But in the meantime, I'm back on the StreamYard. And if that doesn't work, I'm telling you now, everybody, I will go back to Facebook page next week so that there would be no reason why we're not seeing one another again. But now, for the record, there's Howard. I know I'm okay now that I can see my friend Howard on me. Amen. Thank you for letting me know you're there. God bless you, brother. Um, and I'm expecting, this is a new launch. I haven't done it in a while. I'm going to give you some information that I pray that will help you. But as I said, I can't. 2 years ago I came offline and was doing this TGIFF. Thank God it's Faith Friday, and we were doing that faithfully for well over a year. And my wife and I were sitting back and looking at all of the things that we were doing to educate fundraisers, grant seekers, grant writers on how to be effective in what you were trying to do. And that was our goal then. And that goal hasn't changed now. So, again, I welcome you to the Kingdom Fundraisers podcast. We call it the Kingdom Fundraisers because my focus is specifically to do all I can to help faith-based organizations, faith-based individuals grow their business. My goal is simply to help you with your avatar and to help you match that vision that you have with the right funders so I can help you create a consistent cash flow. And so, that is really my desire, my goal for you as we begin to launch this new version of, again, what we now call the Kingdom Fundraisers podcast. And I want to remind everybody up front, if there are some specific desires or questions or needs or concerns that you have, you can post them. I'll try to answer some live. And then so you can DM me or direct message me on my Facebook page. And what I'll do there, and I'll try to answer them there. And most of the time, I will collect your information and I'll respond to those things each and every Friday because the important thing is to get your answers met. And so remember that. You can go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Pastor W. Pete, and you can get me right there on Facebook, or you can go to my website, www.WePeteInc. We're now getting ready to launch the kingdomfundraiser.com where you can begin to interact with us in this manner. Also want to let everybody know what people, I've already had one person ask you, well, aren't you on Wednesdays, or aren't now you're on Fridays? The separation of the two is intentionally, because what we're doing is on Wednesday is my ministry, the 1 minute prayer. So I want to make sure we're separating those things. And we do that. Everybody knows Wednesdays is going to be the 1 minute prayer where we focused on the ministry part, helping you have a better relationship with God. On Friday is focused on the fundraising, strictly to help you be the best fundraiser, know what to look for, know what funders are asking for, making sure that your documents and everything that you need are in order. Because I promise you, if some of the things I'm going to review today, those 8 things that funders are looking for, if you have those things in your computer saved, it's a whole lot easier to write a grant if you have those things already. And I'm going to give an example of, I've got 2 grants on the table. One that I'm working with the church for, it's an AARP grant for people 50 years and older. It's a workforce investment development grant. And I'm working on another one for actually a couple of people who are looking at grants for as it relates to trafficking. And so I'm going to use those as an example of what funders are looking for here in these next few minutes. But I have to separate that and make sure you all know the difference in what the Kingdom Fundraisers podcast is all about. Amen. And so if you're on and you have questions, don't hesitate to do so. I am grateful to do that and make sure that you have what you need. We're going to also post in the very near future. I'm getting ready to launch an opportunity for you to be a part of the Kingdom Fundraisers as a member. You're going to see that posted on our Facebook page. We'll be talking about that launch. It's actually ready now, but because I messed up that link, is this being recorded? Yes, it is on the Facebook page. So you should be able to you'll go back and see that. So you'll have that recording available right there. And it's on my YouTube channel. So it's going to always be permanent. So we'll be posting those things. Thanks for that question, Howard. I appreciate that. Yes, it is being recorded, and that information will be logged onto my YouTube channel. Go to Pastor Willie Peterson on YouTube, and you can become a subscriber to that. And we're going to be posting that also. All of the links that you can get to me: YouTube, Facebook, Pastor Willie. You can get to Facebook, Pastor Willie Peterson. You can get to, and so I'm going to be visible, but my goal is to help you become a member where you have monthly access to Zooms, you have monthly access to webinars, quarterly access to webinars, and all of the information that I have, you have fingerprint, hit the button, you'll be able to go online and grab that information from me so that you can become the best that you can become as a grant writer, fundraiser, or a grant seeker. There's a difference in grant writer and fundraiser. All grant writers are not fundraisers because they're not looking at the whole gamut. I had a client that asked me the other day. He said, I noticed the difference in what you do. You don't just write grants, you help people fundraise. And that is exactly right, because there's a bigger difference. Sometimes just writing grants, I can write a grant for you and I'm done. I don't see you again until next year, and that grant you need done. Fundraiser is something that we do consistently to help you build your organization cash flow. So that capital campaigns is an example of what fundraising offers. Crowdfunding, those are fundraisers. Those are not grants. And there's several areas of doing fundraising. Then you're doing grants. Where do you go get grants? You have government grants, federal grants. You have state grants. You have foundation grants. You have banks that have community grants. You have business grants, Walmart, Target, Home Depot. These are people where you can go to and receive funds that you need to help your organization. I like to ask a lot of my clients and say to them, if I can show you how to make $5,000 a month in fundraising, what would that do for your organization? And most of them be like, yeah. And so those are the type of things that we talk about as a fundraiser. It's not just trying to help you write a grant and I'm done. I want to show you through the tools that we have Week after week, I'm going to be right here sharing some of those tools with you. I'm going to be right here week after week answering your questions so that you know how to be the best grant writer, the best fundraiser, the best grant seeker that's possible. Seeking grants, well, you'll know where to go. I use my 5 R's of successful fundraising and helping you become a great grant seeker. And what I'm doing is giving you some things that I need you to know about why we're here every Friday with the Kingdom Fundraisers podcast, is to give you, so the day being new again, I'm back on the scene, kind of give you an update, and then you're like, well, when you gonna get to the? I've got the rest of your life to get to the things that you want answers for, but to help you understand the difference in fundraisers and grant seekers as well as grant writers. There's a major difference. Major difference. And I'm a grant writer. I can do all three. Um, but again, we talked about grant seekers. As a grant seeker, we talked about how to find those funders. In my 5R book, the very first R is research. And we talk about how to research the right funder that matches your vision. And then we can match them with you so that now building that relationship, which is the 5th R, now you have a consistent cash flow. There's a method to my madness that I want to bring to you week after week. You'll be able to, there's an opportunity that you can actually, as I said, being a member, you'll have access to my courses. There are 13 courses available to you online right now. Get ready for my launch. I'm ready to launch them for most of you all that are watching and are part of the Kingdom podcast. And so you'll be able to see how to get those tools that's going to help you with grant as a grant writer, grant seeker, or grant or fundraiser. There's a 13 module course for you available. There are tools that we're going to give you where we can help you together find funds or write grants. And then there are tools where my team can do them for you. So we're making sure that you have everything you need. And remember this. Well, there's a lot of people, a client yesterday, day before yesterday, there's a lot of people out here who are telling you they can help fundraise for you. Well, check their credentials. Look at their background, and don't look at any of us as perfect, because no grant writer, there's no grant, no fundraiser that can guarantee you funds. One of the documents that you get as a member of our fundraiser membership, you'll get a document from me. It's a book actually that has 50 questions, 50 answers to questions that fundraisers want to know. There are 25 for fundraisers that want to know. There are 25 questions that grant seekers ask, and we have the answers to them in that book, in that ebook. You also get 30 questions that grant writers can't do for you, so that you know when you're looking for a grantor, you're looking for a grant writer. There's certain things in that book that's going to tell you that we cannot do. And one of those is we cannot guarantee that you're going to get that grant. But what I will tell you is we, Pete Inc. and the Kingdom Fundraisers, what we can do is prepare you to qualify for those funding. What do you mean by qualify? I'm glad you asked. If you go to a bank to get a loan, one of the things the bank's going to ask you is a series of questions to qualify you for that loan. Funders do the same thing. Now, really, it's in what they call an RFP, and I'm a little ahead of myself because that's in those 8 things that funders look for. But give you a brief overview quickly. In it, you're going to be qualified. What I'm saying is, what we at the Kingdom Fundraisers can help you do, we can help you make sure that you qualify. Maybe they tell you no today, but tomorrow, the next time there's some funding, you're a whole lot closer to that funding. Well, how come you're a whole lot closer to the funding? You're a lot closer. The reason why you're closer to the funding is specifically because you were able to have your ducks in a row. And so that's what we do. We we have a checklist. We have things that you can monitor. Watch this. As a member, we'll give you A to Z. As a member, that's a yearly subscription. And by the way, there's an opportunity for 10 of you all to become the first 10 that become members. You'll get a lifetime membership. So if you're interested in becoming a lifetime member, DM me directly. We'll send you those forms. The first 10 that become members of the Kingdom Fundraisers membership group will get a lifetime membership for that same cost that it will cost you annually. So again, I'm introducing that to everybody right now, and for you to know, for that cost, you can become a lifetime member of them. And simply put, that's $249 a year, and that's normally a year. Well, actually, the cost, and that's a discount of 30% because the cost normally is $358 a year. So today, as a launch special, we're allowing 10 people to become a lifetime member at the cost of $249, 30% off, 10 people. You need to let me know. We have a form that we'll forward to you. I'm not posting it just for anybody. DM me, write me, call me, email me, whatever you need to do, because the first 10 of you all will get the lifetime opportunity to become members of the Kingdom Fundraiser membership group. And then the others you'll see the other forms. And there are some things that you're going to get, but those are going to be the first 10. You guys get lifetime. Everybody else, I'm sorry, 1 year at a time. But I'm here for you either way it goes. And you're going to get an impact of things that you're going to be able to use to be a great fundraiser. Is that all right? If you're interested in that, DM me, let me know. No matter who you are, where you are, you'll have lifetime access to all of the tools. Every time we do a new set of modules, those modules are automatically, as a lifetime member, they're automatically available to you. There's well over almost $4,000 worth of value in just that alone. The 13 modules that you initially get, they're already valued online right now at almost $1,000, $997. They're already online for $997. So as a member, you get all of that and all the other information. You'll get those guides that I was just talking about for the Q&A guide. You'll get the 5R for successful fundraising manual. You're going to get the 10 mistakes that fundraisers make. All of that, all of those things. You'll get the course. You'll get the Q&R guide. You'll get the 10 mistakes. You'll get the 5Rs, and you'll get me. All of these things you'll get for 1 year. Well, actually, for the first 10, you'll get that for a lifetime. So don't forget, join the Kingdom Fundraisers podcast or access the Kingdom Fundraisers membership group. And we'll be there for you. You're going to have a special Facebook page and being prepared now for members only so that you have access to those things. Come on down and let's get this together. Is that all right? I want to help y'all. Now, briefly, as we launch this podcast, we want to be here every Friday. I want to add this so you all know as well. Every Friday, we're going to be here 12 noon. And if by chance there's something going on and there's a meeting or something going on, we have a video. We'll be prepared to show you a video and bring that information to you that's going to be posted. But my goal is the fourth Fridays of every month, beginning in August, because the fourth Friday of this month is a week away. The fourth Fridays of every month, beginning in August, the last Friday of every month, we will do a Zoom live. Now, for those of you all who are members, you get access to the Zoom and VIP room. You get access to the way we can go together, come together and have conversation. For everybody else on that Zoom live or webinar, then you'll be able to get the information. And at the 1 o'clock hour, we go to the VIP room. We'll be doing that with members and those of you all who choose to join in another way. So that's going to take place every fourth Friday as a part of the Kingdom Fundraisers podcast. And so there's some great things happening. We're scheduling our next webinar. We're going to actually have a time of lesson where you can actually bring a grant idea or a grant request or a vision that you have. You'll be able to bring that to the table in our webinar. And you can bring that, whether it's virtual or live. You'll be able to bring that to the table and we'll actually work on that together. So when you walk away, that vision will be clear. That's one of the things that we want to do with the Kingdom Fundraisers podcast, webinars, and we'll be doing lives within the next year where we all come together and become Kingdom Fundraisers. Ain't that all right? Don't you want to be one of those? One of my goals is to help uh, raise up 10 six-figure fundraisers in the next year. In the next year, 10 six-figure fundraisers. And I don't know about you, but most folk hear six figures and they think $100,000. No, my goal is to help you raise $999,999, where you're literally in 99 cents, if possible, where you're literally 1 cent or $1 away from being $1 million fundraiser. Come on, somebody, give yourself high five. Don't you want to become $1 million fundraiser? It's not that difficult. It's a little time consuming, but you can do it. Become the next $1 million fundraiser. Or in my case, I want you to at least be a six-figure fundraiser. I want you to be a part of that group. So come on, be a part of Kingdom Podcast, Kingdom Fundraisers Podcast every week. Learn these lessons that I'm going to give you. Every lesson I give you, you can actually use to raise funds. You can use to raise funds. So don't take that for granted. Tell your friends. I know there's somebody out there that you know who want to raise funds. Well, send them here. And again, you want qualifications. I literally just posted my qualifications on one of the programs the other day. Good God Almighty, the fundraising program. I'll send it to you. It's just left. I hear it, I see it, it just won't come out. But I did that just the other day. Yes, I can. I'm able to look it up because faith-based grant writers. I placed them on there. I'll place them on here if you really want them. I'll just put them on my webpage. If you want credentials to show that we're able to do what we do, people want testimonies. They want credentials. Fine, because I recommend if you're going to get a grant writer fundraiser, you check their track record, see what they're able to do. And I'm here to make sure that you get the fundraising that you want and you're looking for today. And I don't mean tomorrow, I mean today. Let me talk to you real fast about some of the things that I've already gone over. I've got a few minutes left. I want to share one of the things that's important to answer your questions. The question that came to me is, can you help me get a grant? Yes, I can help you get a grant, but you got to do the steps. You got to have the tools. You got to have the history. You got to have certain things in order for me to help you get a grant. And the second thing is knowing how to get a grant and what is a grant. A grant through most organizations, especially federal and state organizations, they release what's called an RFP. That's a request for proposal. And then the other one is a NOFA, NOFA, which is Notice of Funding Available. When they release these things federally right now, they come out at a couple times a year throughout the federal government. Our federal government fiscal period will be ending on September 30th. And somewhere between now and maybe the end of October, they'll be releasing some federal grants that will be available for the next year or so. States, most of them are ending right now, June 30th, and they're releasing monies already. Most of them had some RFPs or they had NOFAs out back in March, April, May, so that when they finished their budget and released the budget to the people, it included some of the funding things that they wanted to do and programs that they wanted to fund on a federal or state level. Keep in mind, some federal programs are funded to the state, and the state funds them to the city or county, and then we get them. Department of Health and Human Services federally is Department of Jobs and Family Services, and or family services in states. Money comes from the state, from the feds down to the state, and then the state releases it to the county, where, for example, your welfare department, and then that county releases them to you, organizations, and they fund programs. And understanding how that process is very important, so that when you're looking for the right funder, when we want to match your vision to the right funder, we know who and where to go. We know who they are and where to go, so that we can add them. When we're talking to them, we can ask them, how are you releasing your NOFA? And most of them do that. Another example would be foundations in your neighborhood. There are foundations all over your area specific to fundraising. And what they do is they release their information on what they're looking to fund. I want to give you this tidbit if you don't remember nothing else today. In seeking funds as it relates to grant writing or fundraising, if you're going to go to an organization, Walmart, to your bank, to your hospital foundation, to your community foundation, you want to find out who they funded last year. We call that an annual report. It tells you who they funded last year. And when you look at who they funded last year, now you can match your vision with those funders. If they haven't funded anything that you have in mind, then maybe they're not the right funder for you. Or you can build a relationship by picking up the phone and ask them, are they interested in funding in that area? If most funders are trying to fund youth programs, guess what? Don't leap into asking them for money for mental health, because unless you're connecting youth and mental health, then they're not going to help you at all. All right. And so some things I want to just give you to begin. This is going to be a long process, everybody. And I haven't even gotten into those 8 things, but I know I'm giving you some things that I know that's going to help you build your relationship with your funders. That's going to help you research where those funders are. Then as you research, you begin to read what they want by looking at their annual report or their RFP or their NOFA. And then when you read it, then you can begin to write what you have. But I know I'm not going to get to it now until next week, those things that you want to have. But let me give you one, and that's your narrative. You want to be able to give any funder your background. What is your background? Because if you're seeking funds from federal government and you've never written a grant before or requested a grant before, then it's very difficult because your background is not big enough. So you'll take individuals like me to help build that so that you will be able to get that funds. Is that okay? So you need to have a narrative. And one of the things we can help you do is build your narrative so that your narrative is explained to them. Sometimes you may be a brand new organization, but guess what? You've been doing work in the community for the last 10 years, either for another agency, another organization, for your church, somebody out there you've already been doing the work for. So we build that work that your history of work into your narrative so that we can help you match that vision to the next funder. A lot of people, they come out of a problem, they come out of a trial, they come out of trouble, and they God has led them to create this vision, this agency, this organization, this ministry, and you want to go to work. And so now we have to take all of that work that you've done in your history, the pain, you want to take the pleasure, you want to take your victories, and we put those things together. How many people did you help? How many did you heal? How many did you feed? How many did you raise funds for? How many did you send to work? We take that history and we build your narrative so that now we can match your narrative to people who are willing to fund what you want to get done. That makes sense? All right, because that's really what we try to do. And so I want you to tune in every week. I want you to log in right here every single week at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And what we want to do is help you through the Kingdom Fundraiser Podcast. And we want to help you by assessing your organization. We want to help match your organization's vision with the right funder. And then we can help you have a consistent cash flow. Remember this. It is my goal to help 10 of you all in the next year become $1 million fundraiser, 6-figure and minimum fundraiser. I know you can do it because I've done it. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Join me next week, same time, same place, right here for the Kingdom Fundraiser Podcast. See you soon.